How do you feel? Are you happy with the results?
Yeah, I mean, we've only got 2 songs out now, so it's just so much more to come. So I'm really looking forward to it. But the response for the 2 songs that we have out has been great.
Mhm.
Which is, yeah, a great feeling. That's what you want. That's what you hope for. So
Right.
hopefully people continue to like it as I put it out.
I was curious. I mean, you're very young and kind of new on the music business, but
Mhm.
at the same time, you're not. You've been doing this for a long time. You've been writing and singing. So how do you feel? Like you're just starting like properly as a musician, or you're in the middle?
I it's hard to feel like I'm just starting because I've been, I do feel like I've been pursuing it for a while now, but in a lot of ways I do feel like I'm just starting because I kind of keep I don't know, discovering new parts about myself that I don't know, I feel like I'm very much still evolving and I think I always will be. So I don't know. I guess somewhere in the middle. Like I don't feel like I'm just starting out, but I definitely don't feel like I've been at it for as long as I have.
Right. Okay. Well, it makes sense. It makes
Yeah.
sense.
Yeah.
And how about the live performing? Which it's a good question. Thinking about the times we're living, it's just something that's coming back. You've done it in the past, but now I'm guessing it's going to be different for you, right? Maybe bigger audiences, bigger theaters. I don't know. It's probably something that is in the future, and I'm thinking you're super excited about that.
Yeah, yeah, for sure. I'm really excited. I'm looking forward to it. I've played in LA, because I live in LA, so I've played here a bunch. And right before the shutdown, I was about to go out on a support tour, and that obviously got canceled. And so yeah, I mean, it's been tough for live shows and live performers. Obviously, it's all been gone the past year and a half, and now it's kind of coming back. So yeah, I'm hoping to be able to play live as much as possible, especially after not being able to at all. It's
Right.
really kind of reminded me how, I mean, I've always loved it, but not getting to do it has been really tough. And I don't know, it doesn't give you the chance to kind of go out and play these songs for actual fans and actual real people. And that's hard when that's missing for so long. So I'm really eager to get out there and play some shows.
And I was curious about that because of you mentioned the reaction for these two songs that's been out. Um, as a musician, as an artist, the reaction is always important, right? And to put them out there online and to see what the fans are talking about, the media, everybody. But the live reaction should have, I mean, I'm guessing it's totally different than what you're reading and listening online, right?
Oh yeah, I mean, I'm really looking forward to not just scrolling my phone for, to see what people are saying. And because it can get kind of obsessive and you can get like really unhealthy about like looking at
Completely,
my phone,
yeah.
staring at the numbers and being like, how many streams and how many plays and do people like it and who's talking about it? It can just be this kind of like unhealthy, I don't know, like obsession with seeing how it's reacting. And like as an artist, as much as that is important, it's also important to not let it rule you completely because you
Yeah.
can live or die by those reactions. And, I want to be proud of what I've made to a point and not have it be affected whether people like it or not, because it's like I can't always have that in my head or else I'll be like, so swayed by what people think. And I think that's been important to me to figure out how I can, as an artist and as a writer and as a person, not be so swayed by the reaction of other people and the
Hmm.
approval of other people, because I think it can kind of paralyze you as an artist.
Hmm.
And I think I want to be able to stand behind what I've made, whether or not people love it, which is hard.
It
Um,
is.
but and I think to a degree that's impossible, because we all want people to like what we've been working hard on, or at least I do. But I don't know. I mean, that's an element of it too that I think even more makes a live show so much better than just like looking at your phone and looking at your computer and seeing how people are reacting, because there's an energy there. People for the most part probably bought a ticket, so they want to be there. So they're looking to give you support, and I don't know, that can just make a lot of difference. So yeah, it's way different.
I would say it's as a fellow artist, I'm not a musician, photographer, but yeah, we're always
Yeah.
looking for that, that reaction. We want to be seen, you want your
Yeah.
art to be out there, but you're right. It's always hard to find that balance between
Mhm.
like, all right, I don't care about what they're saying, but I do care. And like, I don't.
Exactly. No, it's so hard. It's like I said, and that's why I said, like, to a degree it is impossible, because I do think, we work so hard on it and we love it and we want other people to love it. And that's, kind of what it is. It's like sharing it in hopes that you'll get some feedback that it was like, hey, that good job. Like that was worth working really hard on. But yeah, I think figuring out how to not be like so affected by the
Mhm.
reaction is what I've been trying to do.
So shit happens, they
Yes.
say.
Yes, they do.
What's the story? What can you tell us about the single, about this song?
Well, I was listening to a podcast um, with Brene Brown, and she was talking about she was talking to Dax Shepard and Tim Ferriss, who are other podcasters, and they were kind of having this conversation. And Brene posed this question of like, you know, what is a bumper sticker saying, or kind of like a short slogan that's been said a lot that you feel like has the potential to really help people, but it's kind of lost its meaning because it's so overused or oversaid.
Hmm.
And her answer was shit happens, which she then went on to explain why she thinks it's a helpful phrase by saying like she can get really when something goes wrong or when something is hard, it's like, what happened here? Who can I blame? How can I trace the steps back to figure out who went wrong and why this is happening, so then I can feel like I have control so it cannot happen again. And I don't know, just so you don't have to like sit with the fact of like, hey, sometimes bad stuff just happens and there's nothing you can do about it. Um, and she was like, I feel like I need to be reminded of that all the time. And I don't know, it just really resonated with me. And I was like, I feel that. And even further, just this idea of like, I don't know, that can be, it can be a common kind of way that we comfort ourselves or comfort others when something is difficult, by saying like
Mhm.
everything happens for a reason, or, you're going to learn a lot from this hard experience. And I, I do agree with that. I think that's a true statement, but I think sometimes we're too quick to kind of prescribe that to ourselves, and don't let ourselves kind of sit in pain sometimes, because obviously it's not fun. And I don't know, I think I can just get frustrated with like the quickness we say that in trying to make ourselves feel better or make someone else feel better, because it's
Mhm.
uncomfortable to sit in. But and the example that's even in the song and kind of what I'm really referring to is like really tragic situations. Like in the second verse, I have a lyric about, don't tell me there's a reason that somebody lost their dad. And to me, it's like, I feel like it can be, I don't know, almost more painful rather than comforting when you try to help someone make sense of a tragic situation that is just doesn't make sense.
Nice. I like it. I like the two singles so far because
Thanks.
I think we're living in times where at least some people are trying to be more inclusive, more open, and trying to listen to everyone. And part of that conversation, I feel it's a little bit like that. Like, all right, we need to talk about the bad you know, the bad part of the world. It's not always sunshine and, you know, sunny skies. It's like, the other part is there, and we need to learn to talk about it.
Right.
It's
And you know, like I know this is all stuff that I don't have figured out. Like I write about it and see it and observe it. And obviously I went through this past year. It would be impossible not to be affected by what happened and just like how it sort of wreaked havoc on all of our lives. And I don't know, it just, I couldn't not write about it and what I was experiencing, which was a really difficult year. And I think we all had a difficult year. And yeah, I don't know. Like I think for me, it was a lot of exploring those parts of my own self and like the darker sides of me and seeing those kind of come out in new ways. And yeah, I don't know, just wanting to kind of, I don't ever want to come across as preachy, but it's like, yeah, like there's all these like dark parts of us that I feel like we could stand to talk about a little more, or at least share with each other. And because it makes us all feel a little more connected, I think, and hopefully less isolated in our
Mhm.
experiences.
Do you like the part? I mean, as an artist, as a singer, you have the spotlight. You're up there on the stage. Do you like that position? And because you can be a leader, you can be, you know, a role model. Do you like it? Would you embrace it, or where are you on that?
I I do like it. I mean, I think the longer I do it and the more I don't know, I feel kind of like it goes up and down. Like sometimes I get a little overwhelmed by that idea and I want to run away from it. And I'm like, nah, I'm like, nah, I don't have anything to say. Like, don't listen to me. Don't look over here. Like, um, and then sometimes I feel confident in it and I'm like, cool, I like being up here on stage. I like having this platform. I like being able to share my point of view. So I don't know, I think it kind of goes back and forth. Like, but I think for the most part, I like it and I'm grateful for the opportunity.
Do you have a story on the other side, as someone that was not, I don't know, feeling a little bit down, and then you heard a song, you read a book, you saw a play or something like that, and you were like, oh, I love this. Some approach to the art, yeah.
Yeah. Um I feel like that happens a lot to me. Like I read a book, or I discovered this author named Jedediah Jenkins. I mean, I bring him up all the time. um, he wrote a book. He's written a couple books now, but his most recent book is called like Streams to the Ocean, and it's about life. And you know, he kind of has all these essays about different kind of anecdotes about ego and love and faith and spirituality. Like he just speaks in a way that I feel like I just connect to so deeply and am just, yeah, I mean, I love him. I love this artist, singer-songwriter named Sasha Sloan. I feel like a lot of her music has spoken to me in that way. Casey Musgraves, um, this singer-songwriter artist named Maddie Diaz, who I actually got to write a song with on my album. She's one of those artists for me. Her music just, I feel like, cuts straight to the core. And yeah, I read this book by this therapist who wrote a book called Maybe You Should Talk to Someone. Her name's Lori Gottlieb. And she just sort of shares like a couple of her patients. Obviously, the details are slightly changed. It's not like, you know, I don't know who these people really are. But, you know, she just shares stories. I don't know. I love reading about the human experience and
Nice.
connecting to people that way. And yeah, it's always inspiring me and helps me make sense of some of my thoughts too, which is helpful.
Yeah, it is. I agree with you. Well, thank you very much. Hopefully I'll get to see you live.
Thank you so much. This was great. I appreciate it. Thanks for having me.
Have a great day.
Thanks, you too.
Bye.